What if the most hardcore, capable off-road machines ever built were barely bigger than a shopping cart? They aren't Jeeps, they aren't Broncos. They're mad engineers, failed military experiments, and transformed farm carts turned into unstoppable trail monsters. Believe me when I tell you, these are the vehicles history tried to bury, and tonight we're digging them up. Let's start the countdown. 10. FVS Ranger, 1966. I bet you didn't expect to kick off our list with a Ferrari, did you? Well, not that Ferrari. This is the FVS. FVS actually stands for Ferrari Special Vehicles. It was born in the late 60s, designed as a small farm tractor and light transport for rough terrain. The comical part is the engine. Instead of a screaming V12, it had a tiny, air-cooled gasoline engine around 400 cc's, making pathetic horsepower. But the critical thing was the effective four-wheel drive system and lightweight build. The irony is that no one connects FVS with racing, except for maybe the race to the top of the hill without breaking down kind. The twist is that it carries that special Italian engineering DNA. It's Ferrari's ugly cousin who plows fields. So, can something even smaller be more capable off-road? Yes, and you can even order it to look like a tiny Willys Jeep, but wait until you see the one coming next. 9. Mini Jeep 4x4. Okay, I'm talking about the toy-sized replicas, often built with real engines from lawnmowers or go-karts. These aren't toys. These are often built by small manufacturers or backyard obsessives who want the Willys Jeep look without the full-size price tag. You won't find true 4x4 in all of them, but some of the crazier models have a basic, switchable four-wheel drive system, deep-tread tiny wheels, and single-cylinder engines that just scream for dear life. They are so light, they barely need any power. The limitation? If you're over 5'8", you're going to be wedged in there. This isn't about comfort. The twist? Despite being replicas, some of these hand-built units have proven surprisingly capable simply because they weigh less than 2 adults. Okay, a mini Jeep for the little man. But what if Porsche got serious, then decided to build an off-roader that looks like it was designed for hunting? Stick around. 8. Porsche Type 597 Jagdwagen, 1953. If Ferrari can make a tractor, Porsche can make a hunting wagon. But the Jagdwagen, or hunting car, was more than that. It was Porsche's bid to win a new German army contract after World War II. Born in 1953, it featured a modified 1.5-liter air-cooled flat-four engine from the Porsche 536. But the real magic was the all-wheel drive system and the watertight stamped steel monocoque hull. Yes, a watertight hull. It was amphibious. The flaw? It was too complex, too advanced, and therefore too expensive for the Army. A classic case of over-engineering. The twist? There were only 71 ever built. It was a failure in the military tender, but it was the very first Porsche with all-wheel drive, paving the way for the 959 and the Cayenne decades later. The Jagdwagen is the OG Porsche 4x4. So Porsche built a bathtub that floats. If you want true off-road capability, you usually need a sturdy frame. What if you designed an entire vehicle around the most versatile piece of engineering on the planet? The truck bed. 7. Chang Li. Electric microcar. Now for something a little more contemporary and infinitely more weird. This is the Chang Li, the electric microcar that became an internet legend. Built by Changzhou Chang Li Vehicle Factory in China. Its claim to fame? It was advertised on e-commerce sites as the world's cheapest car, often shipping to the US in a crate for under $1,500. Forget complex engineering. It's got a tiny, low-output electric motor, a very small battery, and generally no real suspension. Its off-road capability is purely down to being incredibly light. It's not meant for rock crawling, but it can easily tackle a bumpy dirt field because, well, there's nothing to break. The twist? The Chang Li is less a car and more a statement of micro-transport philosophy. It's an accidental off-roader. 6. Honda T360. Say hello to Honda's first ever production car, the T360 mini truck. It looks like a smiling, slightly confused lunchbox. Launched in 1963, it was part of Japan's Kei classification. It's famous for its engine, a tiny 356cc DOHC 4-cylinder engine straight out of a motorcycle. It revved up to 9,000 RPM and made around 30 horsepower. And here's the kicker. The rarer versions were equipped with switchable four-wheel drive, making this tiny, high-revving truck an incredibly nimble mini mountain goat. The limitation? The engine sound is more like an angry swarm of bees than a truck. The twist? The T360 isn't just a mini truck, it's a high-performance micro machine. It's the ultimate sleeper utility vehicle. Honda knew how to use tracks for the snow, but what about a machine that's already mostly tracks? This next one is pure construction site mayhem. 5. Crawler mini dumper, tracked wheelbarrow. Let's leave the road completely. This isn't a car, it's a crawler mini dumper, or a tracked wheelbarrow. These simple construction machines are arguably the most focused off-roaders on this list. Built by companies like Honda and Kubota, they were designed for one purpose: to carry heavy loads across terrain where no wheeled vehicle can go. The entire machine is built around its rubber track system. They have a powerful, low-speed gear, an incredibly low center of gravity, and minimal ground pressure. They don't drive over the obstacles, they crawl across them. The flaw? They're slow. Painfully slow. Their only job is to move 5 tons of bricks 50 feet across a bog. The twist? The mini dumper proves that geometry beats horsepower every time in off-roading. They can climb grades steeper than any production truck. That's utility. Suzuki Carry, 4x4. If the Honda T360 was the high-revving pioneer, Suzuki Carry is the ultimate workhorse of the modern micro off-road scene. Built by Suzuki, these minivans and mini-trucks became globalized. Everyone from farmers to motorsports enthusiasts imports these for cheap, reliable off-road fun. The Carry has a cab-over design, which gives it incredible visibility and very short overhangs, perfect for approach and departure angles. Crucially, the 4x4 versions often come with a high-low transfer case and even locking differentials on some export models. The limitation? It feels like driving a tin can on stilts. If you get into an accident, you are literally the crumple zone. The twist? The Suzuki Carry represents the perfect blend of practicality and off-road capability in a minuscule package. It's the default mini overlander choice for a reason. The Carry is good, but it's still somewhat conventional. Now we jump back to Austria for a legendary micro machine that looks like a grasshopper and was designed by the same genius who created the legendary Jagdwagen. Steyr-Puch Haflinger, 1959 to 1974. Meet the Steyr-Puch Haflinger, named after a small, sturdy, all-terrain Austrian horse breed. And I promise you, this little guy is tougher than a mule dipped in concrete. Built by Austrian manufacturer Steyr-Daimler-Puch from 1959 to 1974, it was designed by the brilliant Erich Ledwinka. The body is almost non-existent, but the real secret is the drivetrain. Fully independent swing axle suspension on all 4 wheels, portal axles, and manually locking differentials on both the front and rear axles. The flaw? With its strange suspension and tall, narrow stance, it looks like it will flip over on a sharp turn on pavement. It feels less like driving a car and more like steering a dining room table with wheels. The twist? Its combination of low weight, independent suspension, and dual diff locks meant it could tackle terrain that stopped vehicles twice its size and power. It was truly a go-anywhere vehicle. The Haflinger can conquer mountains, but can it conquer the ocean? Our penultimate vehicle answers that question poorly. 2. Lazareth Amphibie, or Lazareth Amphibious mini-Moke. This is the creation of Ludovic Lazareth, a French madman who believes anything with an engine should probably also float. He took the basic open-air design of the classic mini-Moke, already a fun beach cruiser, and strapped it to a bizarre boat-like chassis. The result is the Lazareth Amphibie. Mechanically, it uses a small internal combustion engine for road use, but then switches to a marine jet propulsion system for water use, making it truly amphibious. The limitation? On the road, it's slow and probably handles like a dinghy. In the water, it's less a proper boat and more a novelty. It's wildly expensive and completely impractical. The twist? It is the definition of glorious overkill. 1. Arctic Cat Quad Track System. Tracked UTV conversion. We've seen factory tracks, but nothing beats the ingenuity of aftermarket insanity. Our #1 spot goes to the concept of quad-track conversions, specifically the ones made famous by Arctic Cat and others. The vehicle is usually a powerful UTV or side-by-side, like a Wildcat or a Polaris RZR. The weirdness comes when you remove the wheels entirely and bolt on a 4-point rubber track system. This immediately transforms the high-speed desert racer into an unstoppable snow, mud, and swamp crawler.